Man, what's the business, man? I have to redo this damn video. My child don't know how to just leave me alone when I'm doing stuff. But we got to say the best for last and come back to this Miguel Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez. Congrats to Oscar Valdez on a possible knockout of the year. That was a way to stamp that, yo, you that dude in the division. Man, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk. I got it. I tuned in a little bit later, man. I was watching the heavyweights. I was watching the heavyweights. Now, I did a video on Otto Wallin, how impressed I was with Otto Wallin. But so I tapped in about the third round and just it was a second or third, late second or third. And from what I was seeing from Valdez, I'm like, yo, man, homie is wow. Because my coach just knew Valdez was finna take a L. He just knew, man, Berchelt. Okay. And one of the youngest was like, man, Valdez finna whoop this dude, man. So, all right, cool. Now it's fight night. Cool. We gonna see what it is, man. But Valdez, just from what I was seeing, the jab can really control the jab. He really had the jab going, man. The jab really controlled Berchelt. The jab, he had no answer for that jab. He had no answer for that jab, man. Just, he's really up and down, man. He's, no, none of that. His head is on the line. It stays on the line. People are usually scared of him because of how big of a puncher he is. I'm not the biggest, I haven't followed their career up until, I just haven't. I don't know why. I just haven't. But Valdez really made a fan out of me last night, man. That was a statement right there, man. But he's really, he's not really methodical in his movement. He's not elusive or nothing. And that's the dimension that Valdez had at his disposal. Because Berchelt had nothing for that movement, man. Nothing for it. Impeccable footwork, impeccable head movement. That dude looked like that was way different from the Valdez that I saw fight Velez. That was way different. But the jab was really working for him. The jab set everything in motion. The jab, that he was just jabbing that man to death, jabbing, jab, and and sure enough, it led to that that monstrosity of a left hook. That left hook had, oh my god, dude, I wasn't expecting that, man. Like, yo, how he responded to it, just I was not expecting a knockout of that nature, man. There was a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is about to be, the babyface assassin versus Eric Morales." I'm like, oh, okay. So that I was really excited to see this fight. I was really excited to see the fight, but I'm like, yo, this shit, wow, this shit crazy, man. And how Berchelt responded to it was like, wow. Because even after he got clipped, it took him the whole entire round to drop him. It took him the whole round. The whole round. Like literally the bell, I think the bell sound before he finally dropped him, or it was close to sounding. That dude's, I don't think anybody should question Berchelt's heart after this fight. That dude was like, he came to like, you ain't taking this belt from me without a fight. And with that being said, I mean, after he dropped him, I'm like, yo, I made a status on Facebook. Yo, Berchelt is done. He's done. Oscar Valdez applying the pressure the very next round, applying the pressure, just landing big shot after big shot after big shot after big shot. I'm like, man, and because dude just doesn't have head movement, he's just absorbing all these shots, man. I hope he goes, I know he went to the hospital, but I hope he's all right after that. Because he was taking some big devilish blows from Oscar, man, and Oscar eventually ended up gassing out. He gassed out, and I think it was a lot of like mental that went into it as well. I think his mental started fucking with him because it's like, man, I just hit this dude with everything I got, and he is not out of there yet. I haven't even dropped him again. What the fuck? So at that moment, I think Berchelt, he sensed that, and he started coming on. That's he started, his ability to cut the ring off just wasn't there that night. But Valdez was so tired, he was placing himself on the rope. And with him doing that, that worked to Burchell's, that worked to his advantage because he started attacking the body. Once the arm started dropping, he started going up top, and he was landing. He was landing hellacious shots. Like, oh shit, I man Valdez might go. And the homie sent me a message saying, "Yo, man, man, mm-hmm." The homie was like, "Man, Valdez might have fucked." I'm like, "Man, he better get back on his jab, man, because he didn't let the dude back in the fight, man." Burchell strung together about 2 rounds consecutively. I'm like, "Oh shit, bro! Like you just had dude, and you just let him back in the fight." So that does, just as soon as I say he need to get back on the jab, he get back on the jab. He get back to working the jab. Get back to pot shotting. Burchell had no answer for that. He could not cut off the ring when dude was using his lateral movement. He had no response for that. He was flying that man's head. And the different dimension that he started, once he reestablished the jab, and Burchell had to go back to, like, man, he had to go back, like, man, how am I gonna get? How am I need a new point of entrance. How the fuck? How am I gonna get inside now? How am I gonna get there? Because at a point, I mean, like, when he would place his back on the rope, you started seeing a lot of lunging and just reaching from Burchell. You started seeing a lot of that. And because Valdez was so tired, he couldn't capitalize on it. It worked in his favor. It was beneficial for him. So he's lunging and it's working, and his feet are going before his hands, or his hands are going before his feet. So before he's in proper position to actually let a shot off effectively, he's there. And Valdez he was gassed at that time, so he was like, man, he just got caught, and he was on the rope, just taking them, taking punishment. So that was beneficial for him in that moment because Valdez was gassed, and I think mentally I think he was in a fucked up space mentally. I'm not even gonna front, just for a slight second, because he's just like, man, how are you not down? How are you not out? How did I only drop you once? So when Valdez gets back on the jab, he starts using his lateral movement again, starts getting up under shots. Now the next dimension he adds to his game, he starts really. I did not know this kid could switch hit. You know what I'm saying? He's not Crawford with the switch hitting, or a Josh Taylor like with the switch hitting, or Fury with the switch hitting. Danny Jacobs with, it's nothing of that magnitude. I don't think Danny Jacobs is the best switch hitter, but he can do it. But what I saw from him, how he uses it, because I think what's dude's name? I think he fights at 122, Juan Manuel Lopez or something like that, or Julio. I can't remember his name, but he switch hits also. But how he switch hits it isn't like his switch hitting reminded me, the dude, the I can't remember. I know he's Mexican. It's either Juan Manuel or it's Julio Cesar. I can't remember who his name is, but I think his last name is Lopez. But his switch hitting abilities reminded me of a Mike Tyson. It reminded me of Mike Tyson. Well, it wasn't necessarily methodical. It was just, I'm in the clinch. I'll give you a different look in the clinch, so you can't see where the uppercuts is coming from and just shit like that. Like, that's what Tyson was on, man. Tyson was. It wasn't as prolific. It wasn't really prolific. It wasn't prolific or nothing like that, but it was just, all right, cool. I'm off balance. I'm gonna catch myself right here and just go to work right here. I don't think the dude was like. I don't think dude is like that. He's, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more, intellect involved and cerebral involved with the Mexican dude. I can't remember his name though. Than it was with Tyson, but that's kind of what it kind of reminded me of that when I was watching Valdez switch it last night, man, because this dude was switch lefty, righty, after he had already established the jab. So it's like, all right, man, now I got to worry about this jab. All right, cool. Like, how the fuck am I going to get past this? So it was stop. It halted him. So you ain't see no more lunging. You didn't see no more his feet, his hands going before his feet. You didn't see no more of that because it's like, man, this dude, he got back on the jab. He reestablished the jab, man. So when he would move, he would move to the left side of the ring. He goes southpaw, and he launched that left straight down the pipe, spin out, and go back to the conventional stance, man. His Burchell was looking like what was that? Steph when he put up 62 on the Trailblazers this year. He how he crossed this dude at the top of the key. This dude whole body was this way. Like, like this, there's no possible way you could recover. It was no possible way he could recover and cut an angle to get Steph to, take it to cut, to gain it, to reestablish himself and get, cut an angle on Steph to get him to stop him from attacking the basket. Mm. That's how Miguel Burchell was looking last night when Valdez started switch hitting on him. It was. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, man. I'm just watching. I'm like, yo, I didn't think this dude could do all of this. I have never seen that from him. I've never seen this skill set on this level from Valdez last night. And, the thing is, I think he was still a little bit. You can see in people's mannerisms, where they're at, as far as their fatigue is concerned. And he wasn't in the middle of the ring. He was still straddling the ropes. He was still straddling the ropes. And that's where Miguel Burchell's best work came from, was when he would trap him on the rope. He got trapped he wasn't trapped, later on in the fight, but he was still close enough to the rope where Burchell was like, all right, cool. If I get an opportunity to keep you on them ropes, I'm going to keep you on them ropes. He got caught on the rope again, and Burchell went back to work. He went back to work. The difference is, he said, after he got his second win back, he was able to punish Miguel Burchell for all of the lunging that he was doing early. He was able to punish him. He was able to punish him, and he was just overextending. His chin was up. He was over it because he was, he's frustrated by this time. He's frustrated. He's hurt. A little bit embarrassed, and Valdez possibly put the knockout of the year on this dude off of that frustration. That left hook landed with so much impact. Like, I remember when it happened, I'm running around my house like, nigga, what the fuck, bro? Oh, like, whenever you see a good scrap go down, just, how I go in the hood, man. You see a niggas just, this nigga, they boxing, nigga on the hood. The niggas just boxing, nigga. The niggas just boxing. You hype. It's an adrenaline rush. So, you want, that's the type of energy you want in a fight when you watching it, man. But the minute you see somebody not responsive, it's like, all right, bro, like, fuck all that other shit. It's sport at the end of the day. Ain't no one trying to we damn sure ain't trying to see you die. We took a lot of deaths in 2018 in boxing, man. Ain't nobody trying to go through that shit again. That was a lot of deaths. Nobody is trying to go through that again, and nobody's trying to be the one who killed a motherfucker neither. So it's like, man, let's pause for a minute and make sure that let's Dragon Ball Z style. Let's get this man our energy, and let's hope he gets back up. And he got back up, and when he got back up, it's all right, cool. We good. Because at the end of the day, all that shit ain't worth it. Fuck being a champion. You dig? You still got loved ones to go back home to. That's what that usurps everything. But man, once he got back up, it's like, all right, cool. Now we can get back to this celebration, my nigga. Damn, nigga. Oh my God, that was possibly the knockout of the year right there, man. That was an incredible knockout, man. Salute to Miguel Burchell. Salute. I don't know if he's going to move up because people were saying he was weight drained. I don't know if he's going to move up to 35. I don't know. But, there's fight left in you, man. Because what you got hit with, how you responded to it, your average motherfucker wouldn't have been able to, nah. That's a tough motherfucker right there, man. Shout out to Mexico. They breed some fucking demons down there, man, in the ring. They breed some, man. I don't want to come off and sound demonstrative towards them or nothing like that, and sound offensive. But just from a fighting standpoint, they breed warriors down there in Mexico, man. And He's a personification of that, man. That man, I can't understand how he lasted as long as he lasted after he caught the initial left hook, and how he stood up and just refused to fall after catching big. But man, salute to Miguel Berchelt, man. That dude is a warrior, man. He is a warrior. I'll be tuning into his fights as well from now on. But Oscar Valdez, you gained a new fan in me last night, man. Big ups. And we got to start talking about Eddie Reynoso, man. It ain't just Canelo. It ain't just Canelo no more, man. It's Ryan. It's Oscar Valdez. And I want to see what Andy Ruiz looks like up under the tutelage of Eddie Reynoso and Frank Sanchez. He got some hitters, man. He got some hitters in his camp. He has some hitters and the face of the sport in his camp. You know, I know Derrick James gets a lot of love, and he, as he should, he has two unified champs in his camp. But Eddie Reynoso is, and he's a dope coach, man. He's a dope coach. He gives really solid instruction in the corner. Like when Ryan Garcia was getting a little too overzealous against Luke Campbell, he was like, "You're not fucking listening. Pay attention to what I'm saying, bro. Like, stop. I'm trying to stop your mistakes from happening right now, in the now, and when you're winning. I want them bitches halted right now, so when you get to another fight that you know is gonna present a different set of problems, you won't be making these mistakes there. Listen to what I'm saying and do it." I think he's an excellent coach, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, he has that man looking good. He has that man looking good because I've never seen. I never took Oscar Valdez to be this defensively sound, bro. He looked really sharp defensively, really sharp in his movement. Man, salute to that man. Salute to that camp. Salute, salute, salute. I loved what I saw last night. Now Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur said, I know he called out Berchelt. I was a little nervous because I'm like, man, I don't know. I got to see you deal with adversity. I still think he should take Berchelt. I think he should take it slow. Valdez really had me like, man, because it was, I don't think he's as prolific as Shakur Stevenson is defensively, but he's prolific enough to where his defense is going to enhance his offense, and he clearly has dynamite in him hands, man. So I don't know, man. I would love to see it, but is it too early for Shakur? I don't know, man. I would love to see it though, man. I want to see it, but salute to Oscar Valdez, man. That was a pound for pound caliber performance last night, man. It really was, man. That was incredible. Man, you done fuck around. You may be on some people's pound for pound list after that, man. That was really a good performance, man. So like and subscribe, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Still Bills. I'm out.